If you could take only one GoPro accessory with you, what would it be?
Take us away, leave the city behind. We're on our way to find the other sky.
Hey everyone, welcome to Trail Sage, and this week we're talking about the Telesin 35.5 inch Monopod. But let's be clear, if this was just a Monopod, I wouldn't be wasting your time or my time reviewing it. There is so much more to this. For instance, it's also a selfie pole, as well as a tripod. Like many of you watching, I like to run, ride, and hike with the least amount of gear possible. And having a tool that condenses 3 tools into one with a ridiculously small footprint was an absolute godsend. So before I get carried away with all the things that I love about this, let's go over the specs. The Telesin Monopod is 9 inches collapsed and can extend out to 35.5 inches. It's made of aluminum alloy and comes in at 243 grams with a tripod adapter. This makes it fairly light. And with a diameter of 31 millimeters with the tripod legs folded in, it's also easy to hold. To give you some perspective, it's about the same width as a handlebar grip. To extend the pole, you twist the handle while holding onto the top in a counterclockwise direction and pull it to the desired length. To hold that position, twist it clockwise and lock it in. To collapse the monopod, twist it again to unlock and push it all back together. To drop the tripod legs, unlock them by turning the knob at the very bottom. Make sure you relock them once they're flared out, otherwise they'll just flop around. In addition to the tripod legs, the monopod also includes a tether, phone attachment, and GoPro mount. Now, I don't really use the tether or the phone attachment, but it's pretty nice that they include it. So now that we went over all the specs, here are all the things that I love. As an active vlogger and YouTuber, I've acquired many pieces of equipment and accessories, and most of it centered around one piece of gear, the GoPro. And while each of these pieces has its purpose, there's actually only 4 main items that I'll take with me on a regular basis. My Gorilla Pod for hanging on a branch, a 42-inch collapsible mini tripod for uneven surfaces, an adjustable clamp with a 12-inch articulating arm, and of course, the Telesin Monopod. Now, out of all those things, the Telesin is my #1 go-to. It's just so darn versatile. Because it's light, I don't mind running with it, and it's so compact, I'll just throw it into my riding pack without even thinking about it. Now, some of you might find the 35 inches isn't tall enough, but for me personally, the GoPro wide angle makes this a non-issue, and the alternative is carrying around a giant tripod, so you know what? I'm fine with this. Every piece of gear I carry has to comply with 3 stipulations. It has to be durable, lightweight, and small. I don't have time to fuss around with gear that's hard to operate or is completely unreliable. Not only is this Telesin easy to run or ride with, it's also a cinch to set up. If I'm on a run and I want to get a shot, I simply twist the handle and extend the pole. If I want to capture a third-person shot, then I'll turn the knob at the bottom, release the legs, and it becomes a tripod. And when I'm all done, it only takes a second to collapse. I mean literally a second. Now, if you prefer to vlog or shoot with your phone, then this GoPro mount at the top can be easily converted using the accessory that they provide. There's really not that many scenarios or situations that this monopod can't handle, but it isn't completely perfect. There are some situations that it struggles with. Probably the most obvious is its short tripod legs. At the lower settings, it's really not a problem, but at full extension, it can be quite unstable, especially if you're not on a level surface. To combat this issue, I'll place a rock on one of the legs. The second issue isn't one that I've personally experienced, but it's one that I could see easily happening, and that is getting sand or dirt inside of these twisting mechanisms. Again, I haven't had any issue with this, and I've set up my monopod in some pretty janky situations. Finally, these poles and legs are made with aluminum, which makes them pretty strong, but they're not indestructible. Now, full disclosure, I did break off one of these tripod legs when I tried jamming this thing into an icy snowbank, but that was probably more user error than anything. Just be aware that this isn't a top-of-the-line Manfrotto tripod. It's not built to last forever. But having said that, that's it for all the negatives, and it's actually the perfect segue into the next segment, which is pricing. Now, I've seen these monopods go from anywhere between $23 and $26, and for that price, they are an absolute steal. If you follow my channel, then you know the terrain and environment that I put my equipment through. And if I have to replace this monopod once or even twice a year, it's 100% worth it. If you're interested in picking one up, I'll leave a link in the description below. Also, let me leave you this pro tip. If you're going to be using the Telesin during activities like running where you'll be holding the monopod the whole time, cover the pole and tripod legs in athletic tape. This makes a huge difference in grip, especially if you sweat a lot. Well, that does it for this review. I hope that was helpful to you. If you have any questions or feedback, leave them in the comments below. And if you like the video and you want to see more content like this, feel free to subscribe. Thanks for watching. things we do for video, right?